Okay, I'm filming on my phone this morning because all the cameras are in use. We got up real early this morning and drove up to McKenzie Pass, which is where we're going to start hiking from. But we got up here early to catch the sunrise. It's just coming over the mountains, and this is just a super cool volcanic area. We are just surrounded by lava fields and volcanoes right now. I have my main camera shooting time lapse that way. Sun's just coming up over the mountain there. I kind of pointed in the wrong direction, but I think it'll still look good. I have my other camera time lapsing this way. That's Mount Washington up there. Mount Jefferson in the back. Just big lava field. Amy's flying the drone. The PCT crosses the road down there just a little ways. So after we're done here, we'll be driving down the road, and Rue and I will be getting back on the trail. And then we'll be hiking past those volcanoes, which are the three sisters. You can only see the north and the middle sister from here. But we'll be hiking on the west side of those mountains. And Amy also has her camera set up. She's time-lapsing down there too. She might be getting the best shot right now. And we are back on the trail now. Amy just dropped us off, and now it's just Rue and I. We've got about 30 miles to go, and I think that's about as far as we're going to be hiking. And that'll take us to Friday afternoon, and his big homecoming party is on Saturday. We're going to do a little more filming at a waterfall Saturday morning, and then we'll film him walking into town.
Like what we see here is what's sometimes called a pumice flat or even a pumice desert, and that's just lava fields. And when you see a pumice desert, it's not necessarily that it never rains there, it's just that the ground is so permeable that when it does rain there, the water just quickly goes into the ground, so the surface remains really dry, and sometimes you don't have plants growing there. There's not enough topsoil, and there's just not enough moisture for the roots. Basically, like what you're going to see here in the Cascades, a lot of it is basalt, and many of these stratovolcanoes are a much larger complex, and so when you look at them, you have to kind of imagine the volcano going out in a quarter mile or a half mile or even a mile out in any direction around it, and that's where you're going to find some of the softer materials from the volcano. And over time, what will happen is that material will start to slide down the mountain and erode away, and then what you have is just the inner core left. It looks like a whole volcano, but it's actually just a small remnant of the past. And that's typically where you would have had the main magma chamber that was superheated and solidified so hard that that's what's kind of left remaining. I actually don't know what time it is, but it's lunchtime. Broccoli, avocado, hummus, cheese, potato, tomato, a couple dates for the fiber, maybe some edamame. This is when I can get fresh food. After I had hiked like 15 or 16 months straight, I had some labs done I was very malnutritioned. But I was hiking towards the Grand Canyon, and it started snowing really heavily. I stuck out my thumb, and I thought maybe I would hitch somewhere to get a ride, or at least get in a cafe. This lady, she was in her 70s. She picked me up, and she said, well, you can just come to my place, but I have to warn you, I live way out there. She doesn't have a neighbor within like 10 or 15 miles. And she collected water off of her roof, and I helped her start building another outbuilding because I was there for 2 days, so we started working on that. Additionally, she had an apothecary in her house. And so you would go into a room and there were just to the ceiling, just jars, big glass jars of herbs all up and down. I had already started having gastrointestinal issues at that point in time, like in California. And so she gave me a bunch of stuff that made me feel better for a couple days while I was there. I had a couple of things in my pack that I wanted to say thank you to her. And one of them was the coffee press. Just amazing, the different people, you know, the medicine woman. She was a mystical person. I don't know how else to say it. The first time that I came to the Three Sisters Wilderness, I was attempting to thru-hike the Pacific Crest Trail. And so I would have been coming from the bottom up all of these switchbacks to the top and the crest. And when I crested this mountain, I knew right then I am coming back to the Three Sisters Wilderness someday. Little did I know, I did come back here and I live here. And this volcanic rock, maybe it's not your speed, but these switchbacks and just coming up here, I felt so much elation at the top that I guess I wanted to replicate that. And I've been doing it ever since.